When we met, always knew I would feel the magic for you on my mind constantly. In my arms is where you should be.
I love you here by me, baby face. You let my love fly free. I want you in my life for all time. Whoa, ha, ha, whoa, ha, ha. Whoa, ha, whoa, ha, whoa, ha, whoa, ha. Take it, XD.
Whoa ha ha, whoa ha ha, whoa ha ha, whoa ha ha, whoa ha, whoa ha ha, whoa ha
Apple pie, my
Hey everybody, welcome back to the blackest show about nothing. Is Jade and XD.
apple pie, my pie. Won't you heat up my pie?
You know, I was thinking a tweet the other day, and I had to put eating tater chips at night. You know, it was just
Eating what you do it? What you do it, Terrio? Eating potato skins, which is so fitting for this episode.
Yes. Like we said, welcome back to the blackest show about nothing. I'm XD, aka cancel Pride Month because it's awful.
I am Jade, and I am not standing behind that message.
So far, the last, what are we at? 16 days by the time this comes out, just pure, utter, rotted, gutted trash. But you know, hopefully it'll turn around. Hey, it's okay. You know, I'll let you know in the after show or pre-show, whatever we have, what all the gay mess part 2 has been going on because they have been running wild.
Oh, I'm Jade, a.k.a. Ta-Nehisi Coates, because in the words of him, his wife can call her friend a bitch. He can't. And so I'm going to let you talk about pride while I sit over here and eat my tater skins.
I appreciate that. We have a guest today. You know, it's rare because we don't like niggas on our house like that.
Yeah.
But we are very, very excited to have our guest today. Take it away, Jade.
Everybody, welcome. This is my second conversation with said individual, my new friend, KJ Kearney of Black Food Fridays. Welcome, KJ.
This is already the best podcast interview I've already had ever in my life, dog. This is great.
Well, you know, this is a place of what we like to call chaos and negativity. You know,
It's
when
the
you
safest
and I,
place in hell.
It's the safest place in hell. I'm going to give a formal introduction, and then after that, you know, we're going to get to the mess. So KJ and I sat down for the second episode of Black Food Fridays, hosted by Heinz BKI and myself. And that is where you all got to see me be professional and follow protocol. And that is not why you're here. So I said, let me bring KJ over here so we can get to some good nigga shit.
I'm all about this. I love it. Let's go.
You know,
first
Black
of all,
Food
thank
Fridays,
y'all for having me. I do want to say that. Appreciate y'all.
Yes. Thank you for coming. Black Food Fridays is such an uplifting platform that, you know, it's family friendly and everybody can come and commune. But there are certain posts that you'll put up that, you know, if you know, you know, IYKYK. Where you know, let us show peeps of your niggerhood. And so I knew that this was the perfect place for you to come and really like let it hang out.
And I appreciate that. As someone who graduated from an HBCU, I appreciate a good nigga time. And so I look forward to being able to use whatever words I want to describe whatever it is I'm feeling. So appreciate the platform.
Yes.
I knew
We're
you were
hopping
down.
John ass time.
We are. I knew you was down when you snuck around the corner with me during the shoot, and partook in a bluntisha. So I knew you was my people then.
I call it communing with nature. So much.
XD calls it something else that I think might be a little offensive.
No, it's on television. It's
I
tribal
know,
council.
but I hate it. I hate that's what it's called. Survivor needs to change that.
Perhaps. How was everyone's week? Typically, when we come, we talk. I guess this is our little tribal council. We talk about what we did in the last 7 days because time knows no time. Mm-hmm. So, what happened in the last 7 days? Give us your, highs, lows, smoke rings, burnt tips, all that.
Tips, the whole nine. Well, I appreciate that.
First.
So, I go first. All right. Well, real quick. I don't think I told you this, Jade, but I have a literary agent, and she's been pitching my book proposal. So we've gotten some really good responses back in the past 7 days. I'm looking forward to getting more of those. Finally finished this thing with Target. I was doing some campaign work for Target. Finally finished that. And then I can go ahead and say it because, this is a safe space, right? I'm about to collect the easiest check of all time for Facebook. Like
period.
The easiest check I've ever collected as a content creator. So shout out to Facebook for that.
First of all, I love how all of our campaigns overlap.
Yeah.
I too am Black Beyond Measure and Meta Elevate.
Yo,
so welcome to the fold.
I appreciate that. I wrote about it in my newsletter recently that I am not loyal to any of these brands. You know what I mean? If they cut in the check, and as long as I don't have to do anything, outside myself, I'll be Team Coke one day. I'll be Team Pepsi the next day. Like, who cutting the check, bro?
It's all cola, and it all kills car batteries.
Right.
That's true. That's very, very
shout out
true.
to y'all. I also feel the same way. With a dash of integrity because I did get. Just a smidgen of integrity. I had a popular girdle company is what I'm going to call them, run by a family of witches from Salem. and this girdle company reached out because they wanted us to promote their girdles and their what else do they make, XD? Their bras and their
breast bras
tops.
and vagina panties.
Good times.
You can imagine, sounds like skin, but it's not. And I said, as a Black woman, I just don't think that's probably where I need to be. That's not the check I need to collect.
I tell you all the time, what is your price?
That ain't it, nigga. And I'm tired of you trying to sway me to a lack of integrity.
Everybody has one. Like it might be a ridiculous price, but everybody has one, and somebody out there might just match it.
You know who you sound like? Tokyo Tony. Talking about everybody who gets success signs over to the devil in the
sponsor
Illuminati.
children in Uganda. Yes.
I'm building homes in Uganda.
Yeah, I'm building homes in Uganda. Yes.
I don't know their names. I don't know their names. I call them Little Froggy and Little Fly. Yeah. What in the fuck are you smoking?
I want Tokyo Tony to just well, first I want her to start a mega church because I'm sure it's easy to do.
Yeah. All you gotta do is rent out a basketball arena. Put some ATMs in it. Spit some.
Oh my gosh!
Some knowledge.
Oh my gosh! You know Creflo Dollar. He was famous for asking the congregation for a plane or whatever. Mm-hmm. He used to have church on Saturdays in Madison Square Garden, and I went to a couple. Not because I'm into Creflo Dollar. It's the sheer ridiculousness of a church service being at Madison Square Garden.
Oh, so you just had to go and see for yourself?
Yeah.
Because I was about to question. Okay.
Like, he's on the court, like mid-court.
Preaching. About what?
Prosperity, money.
Yeah.
You know,
generational wealth, legacy. First of all, you can't trust a nigga named Creflo Dollar.
I mean, first of all, I feel like if anyone's going to be preaching about prosperity, it's a
should
nigga
be somebody.
Yeah, with last name Dollar. I mean, he is walking his path.
Mm-hmm. And he wants everybody else to walk it too.
He wants everybody else to give him that jet. That's what he wants.
Mm-hmm.
What do you feel about this Creflo Dollar? How do you feel about these mega churches, KJ?
I am from a city whose nickname is the Holy City. So we have probably more churches per capita than anywhere else in this on the continent.
Have you been to Harlem?
Listen, that's the only thing That's the only thing we can give Harlem a run for. This is the sheer amount of churches. I'm not the biggest church person. I did grow up in church. Obviously, I'm Black and Southern from Charleston, so I did grow up in church. As an adult, I choose not to partake. But if that what makes you a better person, if that's the path you need to take, fine. Mega church, mini church, corruption is everywhere. Whether the church has 50,000 members or 500 members, people can still act stank and not take care of their fellow man, and do something crazy with the money. So the size of the church don't bother me as much as what are they doing with the community.
You're always going to bring a nice grounded sense to a show of foolishness.
I'm a community organizer. I can't help it, bro. Like, all my answers come out like for the people, But I'm going to do my best.
XD is a former social worker, but you'd never know it. Tell you.
He's former. I'm currently, That's
true. This is true. This is me letting it all hang out. My residual isms and obias are just pouring out of my pores that I had to
And your self-hate for the community as you continue to tell us every week Pride Month is awful this year.
Oh my gosh, I know. I'm like a Ren and Stimpy cartoon with just
I am interested, XD. Can you give me a little background about why you think Pride Month is awful?
Oh. This Pride Month, you're saying?
This particular Pride Month.
Okay.
I don't think Pride Month in general is bad. Gotcha. I think it's a good thing. I think that we need to truncate it to like a week.
Pride Week, okay.
And I feel that same way with Negro History Week. Because we can't hold it together for longer than a month. You know what I mean? We as oppressed people are hanging on by like day to day.
Yeah.
So if we just dedicate it, like hour to hour. So if you just give us a week, we can mentally prepare for that.
Right.
Because so far we've had people I don't even know what happened. And we had drag race contestants threatening each other's lives on the internet.
That's true.
We had people going to places that we may or may not shouldn't have gone to celebrate Pride. It's just a lot going on. I'm gonna tell
you what's happening to Pride. What's happening to Pride is the same thing that happens to every other holiday in this country. Once we get used to a holiday, then the specialness of it goes out the window. The niggas just treat it like it's any other. Like, Christmas is not special no more. Maybe when Christmas first dropped, but not no more. You know what I'm saying? Like,
blame Mariah Carey. I blame Mariah Carey.
That's so true. Maybe when it first dropped and niggas was on the hip to the business, but now it's like
right. And the same thing's gonna happen to Juneteenth, right? Like, it's special now, but give me 10 years and McDonald's is gonna drop that Juneteenth pack with whatever rapper is hot at the time. It's going to happen.
Give it 2 years.
How I know Juneteenth was already jumping out the window is because The Sims dropped a Juneteenth pack. And it was a cookout. I swear I put this on everything like Brandy. You could Google it. And they put out a cookout pack. And they gave like a free like kente cloth.
Oh,
and
yes,
yes, they did. And like a jukebox to play at your cookout for the backyard situation.
Absolutely.
I said, oh, we are in, like, this is the end.
The Sims came with
I thought it was the ice cream. I thought it was the ice cream that really like hipped us to Juneteenth.
Oh, the
About to get out of
Walmart
control.
Juneteenth ice cream.
I mean, I think people made a bunch to do about nothing with that ice cream. But you know, it is what it is. This is going to happen. If that ice cream bothered you, hold my beer, bro, because these companies gonna get real comfortable in the next couple of years.
Yeah, it was less about the ice cream. It was when Family Dollar started selling plates and napkins, and I was like, "Oh, it's a wrap. It's done, y'all."
But listen, what is that not progress? Can
No, it
our
is.
holidays not get commercialized like the? You know,
Two
what I mean?
things can be true at one time.
things
Because
can
I
be true.
also said there was an
Yes.
auntie once upon a time who was celebrating Juneteenth and is so happy to go to that Family Dollar and buy those plates and those napkins for her
Or my
Juneteenth
mother.
celebration. Right, or mine. But somewhere along the line, they've gotten a hold of it and they're going to try to ruin it for us like they do everything else. Two things.
Two things.
That's
You're
very
right.
true.
You're right.
That's very true. Because we used to go to Juneteenth celebrations every year in the Bay when the Bay Area used to have black people. And so like it was a thing, a family event. It was what we did, and now it's kind of like, oh,
So are you saying that the movie The Last Black Man in San Francisco is actually a documentary?
PBS special.
Oh, there we go.
Ken Burns.
There we go.
Because the last one there is I don't even know who lives in black except for my cousins maybe, but other than that,
And where do they live? Are they still in San
not
Jose?
directly in sound, like maybe two of them, and they got because they got money, a lord.
Oh,
Otherwise,
so it was a prophecy, is what it sounds like.
It
than
was.
it was the prophecy. Well, how was your week, XD?
oh, it was good. I incidentally and ironically, I did celebrate Pride.
Ah.
I I do have something funny to tell you all. So normally I have this thing about Keith Haring, and it's not because I have an issue against Keith Haring. I just think stick figures for justice.
Stick figures for justice.
So when I was with the LGBT Center of Los Angeles and I was on their float and they partnered with the Broad Museum who was doing a Keith Haring exhibit. So the whole entire bus and float was wrapped in Keith Haring stuff. I was like, this is what I get. So then House of Avalon was on the float as well. So here comes Simone, who, by the way, Simone and
I know.
I've seen Simone in person,
Radiant.
but like I was like this close to Simone, woman.
I know.
So
The skin be skinning.
and the skin, and that's the thing. You could tell like there are queens who just like, oh yeah, sure, makeup, whatever. But Mama takes care of her skin. Like
very
it is,
much so.
It was glowing.
Even
and
though
I appreciated
she did
her.
tell RuPaul that she uses Vaseline, and that was it, and that was highly irritating.
That's you can't take the country out the
The fact that that's all it takes.
Yo, are we upset that Simone doesn't have like a full skincare regimen?
And what's wrong with Vaseline, Jade? Vaseline has
love
done so
Vaseline.
much for our people.
I just want you all to know that this is a tinge of hating. It's the fact that I,
that's
as a melanin deficient black person who have to do many things to make sure that those roots that creep out in other ways don't come out through the crows of my eyes. And so, I'm irritated that all it takes is a jar of Vaseline for some jar of Vaseline over here is for my feet. But the fact that she gets to use it on her face and that's really all it takes. Yes, this is full hating.
I respect your awareness
Oh, thank
because
Yeah.
that's big of you.
Yeah.
We told you the
Yeah,
show is based on chaos and negativity, KJ.
But we're all self-aware.
Yeah, very much so.
But I appreciated Simone because in a sea of white, she didn't say much to me, but as soon as she got on the float, she pointed at me and she was like,
That's
I was
it.
like,
I see you.
Because if you
That's all
don't
you had
see
to
the
know.
one black person and say anything,
and I was the only one on the float at the time.
and I know you're from Oregon,
Yeah.
because it's very strange. When we went to Portland, there was no head nod. There was no the acknowledgement was not there, and I found that to be strange.
That is strange.
I'm not gonna say with everybody, but it was enough for me to be like, this is interesting, actually. This is interesting. Maybe I just caught the few wayward ones. Well, my child and myself just returned from Ohio. We went
Where
to
at in Ohio?
Columbus.
Oh God. Okay. All right.
Is that the place where they have? No, that's Cincinnati, where they have the chili spaghetti.
Yeah. Skyline
That's
chili.
Yeah,
There
and
you
I
go.
hate
Yeah.
it, and I don't like that at all, actually, because they do it where it's like this mushed ground beef in chili sauce, and then it's just over spaghetti noodles. There's no zhuzh to it. It's not like chili over spaghetti. It's like what's it called? Sloppy Joe meat over
Oh.
spaghetti.
Okay. Okay. I didn't know
You
that.
know, with chili spice. They would all hate me right now for saying this. I don't care. I think I'm not mad at your concept. Is it for me? Absolutely not. I'm not mad at the concept, but if you're gonna execute it, make chili and put it over spaghetti. Don't make this weird super mush grind. You know, like the insides of a beef patty.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
On
So yeah,
spaghetti.
we went there. Went to the water park. Water parks give me a lot of stress, actually, because I think about the amount of children that are peeing in the water, mine included, because she's
like 10.
children are feral, they're feral. So I was at the water park losing my mind. The amount of people who didn't have shoes on also stressed me out. But I made it through. I overcame, and I got back to Brooklyn in one piece.
So it's like a day trip situation?
Oh, absolutely not. We got on a plane and went for a weekend to go visit one of my good friends.
Word.
No. A day trip to Columbus sounds terrible. Why would I do that?
Unless
it
you're
was
a
for
football
work.
fan.
Yeah, or that, which I'm
Yeah.
not. Are you a football fan?
I mean, I like watching football, but I'm not going to Columbus for an Ohio State game. Unless somebody
Absolutely
paid
not.
me, then I would 100% go.
Same.
Hello, there's the
Yeah,
price.
yeah,
There's
yeah.
the price.
Same.
Oh, there we go. There's a hey.
See? It applies to
circle,
every
baby.
facet in life. I'm about to be a motivational speaker out this motherfucker.
You should open a mega church. Let's pay
Yeah.
some bills.
Yeah.
And the D stands for dollar.
Period.
Please change.
Thank
that
you
to your-
all.
to your tagline, nigga.
Thank you all for listening each and every week. Tell a friend, tell an auntie, uncle. This is a time where you can tell your coworker that you listen to Jade and XD. Put them on, make them hip to the game. Also, if you want to see where true mess lives, log on to our Patreon for $9.99 a month, where you get a shit ton of posts.
Yeah.
With a bunch of stuff we can't say on free internet.
Yeah.
So just go over there and have a wang dang doodle. Also, go over to our YouTube channel, Jade and XD at YouTube, or youtube.com/Jade and XD, excuse me. There's a bunch of free content over there, 15-minute previews of what we do on Patreon. And there's some vintage Jade and XD stuff being released this week, over the next couple weeks, from stuff we filmed 5 years ago. And it makes no sense to keep it locked up in the vault. So you might as well just let it go.
Time.
Yes, so go over there. It's freer than you and me. Sign up and hit that notification bell. Also, check the description box wherever you're listening, because that is a great place to support our sponsors. We have a lot of them, and we are appreciative of each and every one. Please shop our sponsors. They help us out. Also, give us a like and 5 stars on any platform of your choosing. They really help Jade and I out. And let's take a break.
Yeah. And we'll be back with more with KJ Kearney.
Hey there, folks. Have you ever wished that payday would align with the rhythm of life? Well, I've got some exciting news for you. Introducing Earnin, the app that puts your hard-earned money in your hands when you need it most. Life doesn't wait for bi-weekly paychecks, and neither should you. Earnin is an app that gives you access to your pay as you work, up to $100 per day or up to $750 per pay period. Just download the Earnin app and verify your paycheck. Then access up to $100 a day as you work and leave an optional tip. Any money you access plus tips are automatically repaid from your next paycheck. If I needed something like Earnin, it's what I'd use, and this is why. Now, I definitely have used Earnin in the past when I was working a regular 9 to 5, and it came in so in the clutch. I gotta tell you, it was so easy. The verification process was quick, and I was borrowing up to $100 that day to get me over to the pay period, because living in New York, breathing costs $100. So it's definitely helpful to get this app. And make Earnin a part of your financial routine and join Earnin's over 3.5 million customers who say, when I think about Earnin, I think about financial stability, security. It gives me a lot of peace of mind. Now, download Earnin today, spelled EARNIN, in the Google Play or Apple App Store. When you download the Earnin app, type in Jade XD under podcasts when you sign up. It'll really help the show. Jade XD under podcasts. Subject to your available earnings, daily max and pay period max. See earnin.com/TOS for details. Earnin is a financial technology company, not a bank. Bank products are issued by Evolve Bank and Trust, member FDIC. And we're back. So we're back. We're doing something we haven't done in a while, but we're back to it because we have a very special guest. And we decided to just bring them into the hateful fold with us. Mm-hmm. So top 5 things, random subjects in relation to our guest's profession and then some. So hit it, Jade. What you got for us?
We're going to start off with a positive one, and then we'll start seeping into the others. Out of all of the work you've been doing with Black Food Fridays,
yes,
what are your top 5 favorite food facts that you've learned?
Ooh, god damn, that's a good one. All right, I'm going to tell you the first 5 that came to mind.
Okay.
All right. Number 1, that Princess Tiana was actually designed based off a real Black woman in New Orleans. Leah Chase from Dookie Chase. Mm-hmm. The character was based on her life. So the people who made the movie went to go talk to Leah Chase and learn about her. And so Princess Tiana is actually modeled after a real Black woman. So I think that would be number 1.
I love that. I'm almost there.
There you go. She should have took that white girl money, but that's between me and you.
They
reparations,
need to rewrite it
dog.
Because she needs a redo.
Yeah,
some choices that she made, and I was like, she wouldn't have did that in real life.
No,
exactly. Listen, Disney went to talk to a Black woman, but a Black woman did not write that movie. Come on,
there
now.
You go.
Oh, it sounds like The Help. Okay, keep going.
Right. Number 2, Georgia Gilmore in The Club from Nowhere. So a lot of people don't know. They know about the Montgomery bus boycott. They know that it lasts a year. But the reason it was able to last a year, or part of the reason it was able to last a year, is because a Black woman named Georgia Gilmore started a supper club, essentially, where they were making chicken dinners and cookies and cakes, and they were selling it in order to keep the bus boycott financially afloat. And so when they started doing it, other people in the community started doing it as well. And that's how they were able to outlast the man for over a year in Montgomery.
Period.
So, Take note.
So that's number 2. Number 3 would be a Black woman named Anna Mungeon invented what we now know as the pastry fork. She called it a pastry fork at the time, but then it's since evolved into more like of a spatula-ish looking thing. But a Black woman invented the pastry fork, which I thought was outstanding. Number 4, let's see. Oh, yeah. Ooh, I like this one. So Kenya, the country of Kenya, produces more black tea than any country in the world.
Really?
Yes. Kenyans love tea. I didn't know this until I started Black Food Friday. Kenyans consume almost more tea than almost any other country. A lot of Kenyans at their house have their own like tea gardens. So like tea
Ooh,
culture
wow.
is a thing in Africa, specifically in Kenya. I thought that was outstanding. So when you go buy black tea, if you can, try to source it from a place that gets their tea from Kenya or a Kenyan farmer, if you can.
That's good to
Yes,
know.
that is very good to know. Okay,
Okay,
yes. Come on to
yeah, yeah.
educate
Because
our.
I know we're gonna go. It's gonna go left after this one, so I got to bring all the
Absolutely.
positive ones.
Yeah.
I
I'm
got
glad you know.
yeah, yeah. I got to bring all the positive ones, and I would say this is last, but it's kind of first in my heart, even though the fact is not first, because this black food fact is the one that really put me on when I told people that Jack Daniels did not own a slave. There's this reputation that Jack Daniel, the Tennessee whiskey maker, had a slave, and that slave taught him how to make whiskey, and that's not what happened. Jack
Mm-hmm.
Daniels was poor. He ain't had no money. The gentleman who taught him how to make whiskey was not his slave. It was a black man, but it wasn't his slave. It was a gentleman named Nathaniel Uncle Nearest is the nickname they call him.
Yep.
Nathaniel Green, but they call him Uncle Nearest. And
Mm-hmm.
it's in Shelbyville, Shelbyville, Tennessee, is where Fawn Weaver has Malt Disney World. She is one of the largest landowners in the entire state of Tennessee. Her
Hmm.
and her husband now own their own bank. Their distillery has the largest bar
Wow.
in the world.
Come on.
Fawn Weaver is killing it. But the whole story is based on Uncle Green. He is the person who invented the Lincoln County or AKA Tennessee whiskey process. He invented it. He taught it to Jack Daniels. Jack Daniels then went on to do his thing, and Fawn Weaver brought the story for everyone to know. So those would be
Hmm.
my top five.
Wow.
Wow. Our
I
our
had.
crowd never gets educated here, but you all are
Yeah.
welcome.
Yeah. That's great to know,
Do
actually.
my part
Yes. Source your black
Yeah.
tea from a Kenyan farmer.
if you can. Yes.
I'm with it. Okay, let's get to the shit.
Yeah.
Black Food Fridays has blown up over the years. And, based off of us taking an entire day to kick it with each other, which was great, I think we both learned enough about each other's personalities to figure out, we have a bit of a thicker skin. We can have a good time with the
Oh yeah.
foolishness.
Yeah.
So I know you get a lot of commentary on Black Food Fridays.
Mm-hmm.
Think of a la celebrities read mean tweets.
Mm.
What are some of your favorite? What are 5 of your favorite mean responses that you've gotten that have actually made you laugh?
I mean, the first one is what about White Food Wednesday? I had a white person. I had a white person come in my comments say, "Well, how would you feel if we made something called White Food Wednesday?" And what I did
Mm-hmm.
was I said, "Go right ahead." And then I went to Google and bought the domain name for White Food Wednesdays
I
and
know
offered it to
that's
them.
right.
I said, "You
That's
can buy
right.
it for me, 100 stacks. If you
I
want it that bad, you
know
can have
that
it, bro.
right.
Cut the check."
I know they went silent.
Of course, they went silent.
I definitely that would bring me so much joy. Like every
Absolutely.
Wednesday, I would have a hoot and holler session.
Let me tell you
'Cause I'm
something.
like,
I might buy White Food Wednesday from you and turn it into a time. Do you hear
You should
me?
do it. You should do it. Somebody should do something with it. Somebody hit me up was like, "Yeah, you should turn it into like an educational." I was like, "Nah, I'm not a petty person, so I want to enjoy my one moment of being petty. We're not gonna turn it into nothing educational." I think another one I got today actually. So I posted about this laundromat in New York City that
Mm-hmm.
also has a bar attached to it, a black-owned bar slash
oh, I
laundry.
saw that on
Here in Crown, it's in
TikTok.
Crown Heights.
Yeah, 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 exactly. And so somebody today was like, why are we celebrating this? Why does it have to be alcohol? If somebody who wasn't black did this in our community, then we would be upset. I think my gift is responding to angry comments in a positive way because I'm not about to let some rando on the internet ruin my life, dog. Like, fuck
No,
out of here. What is you talking
no.
about? You know what I mean? So I basically just responded to them that, do you know why that this is in here? Why are we praising it? Because it's a good ass idea to have a laundromat and a bar together. You already gonna be there for 4 or 5 hours.
Right.
you might as well get a drink. And the problem isn't that we have alcohol in our communities. And this is my community organizer hat. The problem is that we don't own the liquor stores in our community, and we don't own the bars in our community. So people extract money from the community and don't put it back in. You know what I memean? Like, that's the problem, because 63, I just read a Gallup poll that says 63% of Americans drink. 63%. So that includes black people. So why not put a bar or a liquor store in a black community? 63% of them people are going to drink.
Somebody was mad because they're sober and they don't want it around. And I'm like, listen, nobody is shaming you for being sober. Don't shame niggas because they want to fold laundry with a little whiskey neat. I'd be very happy to do that.
Everybody wants people to be in community with them. And it's like, damn, like, let people drink. Like, there's a bunch of people who don't want to drink, and that's fine. You can be with over there. Yeah. Be with those people. You know?
Absolutely.
No need to judge vice versa. Just, you can meet in the middle on other shit, like French fries. But, otherwise, let people imbibe if they want to or not.
Or not
honestly,
if they want to.
Honestly, it's a genius idea, and you sound like a hater.
Right.
You don't have a laundromat that you can't put a bar in.
Sounds like that's what it sounds like to me.
That's what it sounds like
to me.
I think another comment that I like, and this is more so on the DM tip. I don't get the comments too much, but I always get people offering to cook for me. And I know that doesn't seem like a negative thing.
No, it definitely
it's absolutely
is.
Yeah,
but like, I had to tell a dude today who's like, yo, man, I'm a big fan of your work. If you're ever in town, I'd love to cook. He's a private, caterer and a chef. And I'm like, I had to keep it funky with him. I was like, look, bro, I don't take these offers, not because I don't appreciate the offer, but because you can't be eating everybody that you ain't met. This ain't no restaurant. You want me to come to your house, bro? I ain't going to your house. We just met on the internet.
I ain't doing that.
Yeah, exactly. Number two, if I eat your food, right, then you go post that I came to DC and I ate food that you cooked for me. So now every other person that I've told no is going to be mad at me. I don't need that negativity in my life, bro. So, I just, as a general rule, unless you are somebody I actually have built a relationship with, I'm not coming to your house to eat your food, bro. No,
absolutely.
People will take that as a cosign, even if you say this shit was nasty, and you feel like it's nasty, you don't say anything.
Right?
Oh, bro came and and wanted to try my food and
my smothered
blah, blah,
salmon
blah.
chunks.
Yes, my soy garlic, honey soy garlic,
Hennessy salmon braided
Hennessy
salmon
glaze.
chunks.
Yeah. Absolutely. Hennessy doused, not even glazed.
Yeah.
No, and braided. Why the fuck are y'all braiding salmon?
Douce glazed braided salmon.
No, thank you.
You know what, though? I like Douce. I would probably taste the Douce infused something, but not the Henny, dog.
I thought the same thing until there's this spot in Brooklyn. Actually, yeah. I thought that same thing until I had it and I was.
That's
wrong.
why I got quiet, because I thought you was about to spill the tea. I was like, okay.
No, I was going to, but I realized, that I don't want to be. I know I'm not a part of the.
No, go ahead and say it.
I'm not a part of the problem, but I'm not a part of the solution either.
Okay.
So I just gonna let things be and let niggas decide. I actually don't even know if they're still open because of the pandemic. Oh, they are. Okay.
No, I don't know if they're open either. I can only have a wild guess.
Okay.
Okay, KJ, give me another one.
All right. So another one of my favorite negative comments is when someone hits me with the well actually, because they're never on topic, right? Like, I never said that this is the only place in Texas that does this, right? I never said that. I said, if you're in Austin, Texas and you want biscuits, go here. Well, actually, biscuits aren't back. That's a Native American, bro. No one's arguing with you, dog. Like,
I said,
cornbread's not actually black people stuff. I'm like, I never said it was ours. All I'm saying is these black people make this. If you want to support them, do that. That I think of all the comments, the "but actually" comments really get like very few things get under my skin, but that the whataboutism, like that stuff is like, let's stay on topic, bro.
It's all digital. It's like pissing needles. It's annoying. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, I didn't say those words. And when people do that, I always be like, when did I say that? Like, the text is right here. Well, it feels like, feeling doesn't equate to fact because I didn't say that shit.
Oh, they can't. They don't know context clues for shit. I realize they do not read the comments. They don't listen to what is being said. There are no following of any context clues on social media anymore. I commented on New York looking like the inside of khaki pants the other day and on my TikTok, and I had a bunch of people, because I was like, California, is this what y'all deal with? That ain't nothing going on in California right now. Why you gotta bring California into it? Nigga, don't y'all deal with wildfires? I am trying to show some empathy, you idiots.
Right.
Every year.
I saw that, and I was like, am I missing something? Because it didn't seem like you was coming for Cali.
No, not by any means. You know why? Because you've got good common motherfucking sense. Give me one more mean comment.
Fair. I mean, I got to be honest with you. I don't really get a lot of online hate. You know what I mean?
That's
so
good,
I don't get a lot of mean comments. One, I think in the beginning I did. But then when people started seeing how I respond to them with like love and grace and like, I'm not about to argue with you. You make a very good point, sir, and move on. Like, and then to be fair, I'm a man, right? Like, my comments compared to Jade's comments or my DMs compared to Jade's, it's probably not even nice. Every black woman I know who's a creator gets hella, you fat. Why is you wearing that? Well, that's why you ain't got no man. Or if they find out you got a man, your man ugly. Or like it's just. It just never stops. I don't even know how y'all deal.
So I'm gonna be honest with you.
I just say I don't know if that happens to Jay.
It doesn't really happen. Like some of my homegirls, they get some wildness. I will say that niggas most of the time don't really venture over in these parts. They're like, you know what? That's probably not. It's probably not what I want to do. So, but I do agree with you. I think men get far less hate and you all get cut a lot more slack than we do as black women, and I'm glad that you can recognize that. All right, we're gonna go into the next one because I know you have to get off here soon. I'm gonna 5 things you hate in food culture and then 5 things you love in food culture because we're gonna make sure we keep some balance.
Let's keep balance. One of the things that I hate about food culture, and I'm gonna be specific in this one about black food culture, right?
Well, that was the original one, and then we were like, well, let's be broad so that we don't sound like we're selling. But feel free.
Nah, bro. So the first thing I will say is we don't make room for anybody to be the Siskel and Ebert of black food, right? I think the only way that we can grow is through iron sharpening iron, right? And sometimes black people who do great things still fuck up, right? So like I wrote an article recently about ghetto gastro and how much I love the vibes they give, the aesthetic they give. But a brand that's out here, with a cookbook called Black Power Kitchen and, selling t-shirts for $62 talking about food is a weapon. I need to see more liberation work. And again, this is the community organizer in me, right? Like I love the Instagram. The Instagram is dope. But I'm not seeing the liberation work, right? But you making a shit ton of money off this liberation talk. And so what I don't like about black food culture is there's not a space that allows for thoughtful critique. Anytime you say something against another black person, you are automatically labeled a hater. And
that's in any facet, but yes,
I
agree.
And I do think there are haters. I mean, there are haters out
absolutely.
There. But I think there is space for cultural critique, but not in the food. Black people in the food space, bro. If you don't want 100% love their henny colada or their wedding cakes or whatever it is that they make, then you're automatically labeled a hater. And I hate that shit.
Do say glazed.
I think the second thing that I don't like about black food culture is this unwillingness to evolve. Right? It's like if this is how you grew up eating steak, then if somebody makes it a different way, oh, they don't know what they're doing. They're not black. And that's the hate. Oh, that's the third thing. I hate when people come after other black people because that black person does something that you don't do, or that black person is into something that you ain't into. Right? Like when the police show up, we's all niggas. They're not gonna be like, oh, that nigga put sugar in his grits and you don't? Well, we gonna arrest the sugar nigga. We're not gonna arrest you. That's not how this works. You know what I mean?
Or the cold ketchup versus hot ketchup.
Yeah, like to question one's blackness because they don't eat collard greens. Maybe they didn't grow up eating collard greens. That don't mean you less black. Like, I don't, that shit, yo.
Listen, let me tell you something. Some of my most raggedy homegirls don't eat grits, okay? And they just don't. And they are, let me not say raggedy. That was terrible. That was actually terrible. Some of my blackest friends don't eat grits. They don't fool with them. They don't like the texture of them. I would never question their blackness because they don't eat grits. Yeah. Some have been gritted out from childhood. Some don't like the texture. It doesn't make them any less black than somebody like myself who loves a good pot of grits. Not everybody's.
It goes back to how I always talk about how everybody's like, oh, that's not the way my grandmama used to do it, because they think that their grandmama's food is the end all be all, knowing damn well it's nasty.
Disgusting.
Probably. It's probably not that good. You just got used to some trash shit. Love to do that to you now.
Oh, it absolutely will. I was watching a wonderful older black woman. I'm not going to say her name because I do follow her and I love her commentary. But her food, I follow for the commentary and I like her spirit, but her food looks absolutely atrocious. And she makes giant vats of it. And she'd be like, family's coming over today. And I'm like, that's so disappointing that those are the short ribs that they have to eat. But I love her commentary. So I, continue to support for that very reason. It's not her family's fault that her food is nasty.
It's not. I think the fourth thing that I don't like is and this is a social media bother, but I hate going to an Instagram page and I like the food I'm seeing, and then I go to the bio. These niggas don't have a city, a state, a phone number, a website. Like, how you want me to support your brand or ask other people to support your brand if you don't even tell us how to give you money? What is y'all doing this for? Y'all in it for the love of the game, or like, what is we doing?
Ghost kitchens on DoorDash. That's what that is. If there's no pickup option, and I'm never gonna pick up, but if there's not a pickup option, it's because you don't have a real kitchen. Which goes back to niggas offering to cook from you from their mother's cocinas.
Oh snap! And I think the last thing that I don't like about black food culture is there's not enough of us writing high quality or doing high quality, photography or documentaries or short films, right? Like, there's just not enough of us telling our own food stories. And then when one of us does get an opportunity, they do some fuck shit, like make a show called Searching for Soul Food, where they try to change the definition of soul food to be anybody from a culture who has experienced hurt and pain. Nigga, that's not what soul food is. Not soul food. That's comfort food. That's not soul food.
That's trauma food.
Yeah, right. But that's not
chili cheese fries are not soul food. Are they great when I'm sad? Absolutely. But they're not soul food.
Right. It's a show on Hulu. I planned on doing episode recaps. Like, I was really excited about it because we don't get a lot of these opportunities. 5 minutes in, the black host is like, this is what soul food is. It is not. They pull up the definition. It says invented by black Southern Americans and da-da-da-da-da. And they were like, nope, that's not soul food. Anybody who's had pain and trauma and has made a cuisine from that is soul food. And I'm like, bro, I'm out. I didn't even finish the episode.
Ancestors
I wonder
pissed.
what their price was. It was probably, what was their price?
Listen, my nigga.
Because
go ahead.
Think about all the people have to, they forget, be like, oh, I'll forget real, logic.
There's a gentleman here. He's a pastor, not like Creflo, but he is a pastor, and he's a part of the National Action Committee. or National Action Network, excuse me. And he told me once when I first really started organizing, he said, before you do any community work or organizer work with somebody, the first question you need to ask is, where do you get your money from? How do you get paid? Right? Because if the person who's paying you pushes too hard because the thing you are fighting for might mess up their money, then you gonna find ways, right, to stop going hard or be nicer about the issue when we should be going hard. He's like, every time I work with somebody in the community doing some organizer work, I ask, how do y'all get paid? Because you're not about to fuck up the movement because somebody else is really paying you, right? And now they're like, well, we're not going to keep paying you if you keep doing this. So something to keep in mind.
Well, we are running short on time, so you're not going to be able to do 5. But we're going to close out with KJ with give me one thing that you love about Black food culture.
The easiest thing, and I'm going to try to combine multiple things in the one answer.
Okay.
Is the community itself is a much nicer community than other communities that I've been a part of, right? As a sneakerhead or reformed sneakerhead, that community fucking sucks. As someone who used to write about clothing, I spoke in South by Southwest about streetwear, right? That streetwear community is toxic. But the food, let me be fair, the Black food community, and that's not to say, because you're right, Jade, two things can exist at the same time. That doesn't mean there aren't toxic niggas in the food sector. But in my experience, overall, there are a lot more Jades than there are not. So it's been a lovely opportunity to be able to build with other like-minded Black people. And I'm going to be frank, because this is a safe space. So many beautiful Black women in the Black food space, and everywhere I travel, there's some beautiful Black woman who's a chef or a cook or influencer, and you get to make friends with good-looking, smart Black women. Nigga, sign me up. I should have been doing food.
I appreciate the honesty.
Listen, I mean, listen, present company included, because I'm not one of them dudes who be like, oh, she married. You can't compliment a married woman. That's weird. I don't understand niggas like that.
That is weird.
You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Beauty is beauty. And the beauty that I want to be frank, the beauty that I'm talking about is not necessarily just the looks, right? It's the spirit of these Black women who love cooking and food and community. Like, that's the part that really, that I really like the most about it. Also, some of y'all are hot, and I like that. So it works out both ways.
I love that, KJ. Listen, our eyes are all not broken. Hello, okay?
Right? Exactly.
We can read out. We can sniff out a nigga's spirit too. I'm like, I like you as a person. I don't have to want to fuck you.
Right.
But KJ, we appreciate you coming, and you have to come back because we need more time with you.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We got many more top 5s that we have to get your take on. And so we're going to have you back real soon. We're going to set that up. Tell the people before we go where they can find you.
Absolutely. The 2 places I would like for you to be a part of my community is in Instagram at Black Food Fridays. Put the S on the end.
Yes.
We just crossed 130,000 followers in 3 years. It's so wild. That is so wild. And then second of all, I'm really proud of the work I'm putting out on Who Made the Potato Salad. That's the name of my newsletter. You can subscribe through Substack, whomadethepotasalad.substack.com, or just go to the Instagram that I told you about, Black Food Fridays, and join there. So I appreciate y'all for giving me the opportunity to let people know where they can find me.
Absolutely. And we're going to make sure that that's also in the description box in case you missed it. So click it. Because y'all don't like to follow instructions. KJ, we're going to see you for part 2. And we can't wait for your book to come out and to see what else you do with Black Food Fridays.
Yeah. Now we're back. Thanks, KJ, for coming on. That was a good time.
Always a good time with KJ. We had a good time on Black Food Fridays. I got to pull the nigga out of people. So I was like, hey, you want to... before we go into this dinner, I'm trying to run around the corner and get high real quick. He was like, "Oh, bet, let's roll." I was like, "Yeah, nigga, gang." But yes,
Oh my
always a good
goodness.
time with KJ. Make sure you all go check out his episode because he shared some of the things that he shared today. But we go into other more responsible conversations. So, but we're gonna go back and forth a little bit here with some of those top five. So I'm gonna ask you.
Okay.
You don't have black food facts. What are 5 things
No,
that
I
you
don't.
hate in food culture?
Ooh. I know you and I've talked about this, but I hate that French food is the end all be all.
Oh, absolutely. You know how I feel about that.
I understand that they invented the restaurant system and all that good stuff, but I do, and this is not to say that I dislike French food. I do. I just think there are other cuisines that are more imperial than them. I get it. I like pastry and beer and all that good stuff.
Listen, the French are good for but they know what to do with a potato. They know what to do with a cream sauce.
Because I don't know what a dauphinoise is, but a potato dauphinoise.
But it slaps. That's what you know. Or in the words of Noah, this is bussin'. So,
oh yes, bussin'.
This is bussin'. So
yes.
The fact that my child uses slang now is just so fascinating to me.
Yeah. She's a a tween.
She's a preteen, I guess.
Yeah, tween, whatever they call themselves now.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't give a fuck.
Young liberal. I don't know.
You 10. That's what you are. You 10.
Yeah, 10. Yeah.
Or is she not even 10 yet? I'm hanging on to these last couple of weeks, but I can't believe she's gonna be 10
in like 2 weeks.
I know, nigga. Isn't that crazy? A decade of Noah.
Aren't you glad you guys didn't decide to go to Walt Disney World?
Hell yeah! I had bad feelings about that the whole time. I didn't want to go. I have no desire to go to Florida. I don't. Yeah, DeSantis can have it and keep it. And I told you, oh no, Bugs Bunny, you can rip it right off. They can literally rip Florida right off and just, it doesn't have to be a part.
It looks like a dick, Lorena Bobbitt, and lob it right
Get
off.
rid of that hoe. What else do you hate in food culture?
In food culture. Well, I could tell you. I dislike. How do I say this without being offensive?
I don't know if you can.
Okay. I dislike. Well, no, it's not even offensive. I'm sick of these N-words, or not even N-words, because otherwise, maybe I've never seen white men do it, but maybe they do. But the nigga who's doing for the ladies, but with braided salmon and shit.
Like sexy
he's
cooking?
Like it's eating coochie, but it's salmon and shit. That's annoying and gross. That also leads me to how I don't believe in food in the bedroom. And I'm sure that there are people who enjoy a little that kit that you get from Fredericks of Hollywood.
Yeah, or other high fructose
with the
corn
chocolate
syrup.
dust. Yeah, with the little dust. Or, because they sell it also at TJ Maxx or Marshalls.
Yeah, which red flag.
Yeah. And then, although I did get a good garlic olive oil from TJ Maxx.
And that's great. I'm talking about sex food. I don't want that from Marshalls or TJ Maxx. I don't want a sex food kit from you all.
That's fair. Any of that type of stuff. I think it's not for your girl. Because I think about just things getting in places, right? People already have issues with diet, people are just getting bacterial vaginosis and pissing needle shit just because they only drink Coke and
you can't put what is that shit that Cardi B whippets or what is it called? What's it called?
Yes.
Yeah,
exactly
whippets.
You can't want a Saweetie type lifestyle.
Nigga, don't put no vodka whipped cream on my coochie. That just sounds like that sounds
that's
like
so
infection.
No, I don't like that. What's some other shit that I hate in food
My pH is
culture?
unhappy. I'm gonna tell you one that I hate. Garlic salt. I hate garlic salt. Like, and I'm not opposed. I'm not one of those that's of the no dried seasonings, because I think that's crazy. Like, a combination of dried and fresh is what helps to build flavor. Everything gives different notes, but garlic salt is so unnecessary to me, and I want black people to get free.
Just like I want black people. Because I'm about to say something very controversial.
Something brave.
Yeah, it's very brave, and I'm gonna have to. What do you think I'm gonna say?
I don't know. Lowry's?
Yeah.
Oh, I keep a bottle of Lowry's for.
We've talked about this for nostalgia purposes, but there's so much like. I don't know if it's because I'm getting older, but I taste the sugar forwardness. Like,
I can see that.
I'm like, this is so sweet.
The thing is,
and I don't.
I know everybody's not
other
doing the
ways to
same
season
thing.
things.
Like, I got tagged in this thing a bunch of times. I reposted Kia's, but I got tagged a bunch of times talking about somebody. What is it? What they say? Have you ever had somebody say, "Let me show you my easy go-to meal," and then they start chopping onions? Just mad people was tagging me. I was like, first of all, fuck y'all. but I want you all to realize it is easy to make your own spice blends of things. And if that's not your ministry, there are black-owned spots like the Spice Suite and many more that have blends for you, where you don't have to get this Lowry's, which was probably made by a white man and is trying to kill us. You see what I'm saying? You can add a little sugar to your salt and your paprika and your garlic and your onion powder and black pepper and bong. You got Lowry's.
Exactly. This is a black woman who makes her own seasonings on TikTok. She made onion powder. She made a chicken type of thing. Like, she jerked the chicken and then powdered it. It was so interesting. I was like, I don't have that type of time, but if I did, work.
I can't go all the way with everything, but I do know I'm like, okay, if I want a basic Lowry's-esque, like Thursday night seasoning palette, you don't have to use the big jar of poisson. Now, somebody like Dustin is listening to this right now and he's seething.
Because him and celery salt, I know that's his big thing.
Dustin loves celery, so I want us to get away from celery salt. We don't need it. We don't. Get you a little celery seed and use you a little bit of salt. You can get you a little fresh celery. You can do some celery seed if you just absolutely need to have that real quick. Celery salt, we don't need. Did you see Dustin getting saged in Harlem? Go on my TikTok right now.
I don't know how to.
Go on my TikTok. Go on my TikTok right now. Look at my very most recent post.
Okay, well, I could tell you what I also hate in food culture in the meantime. Okay. I hate restaurants that have names that are names for the restaurant and for the food that are really like ridiculous and egregious.
Oh, like what?
Like we're going to like Big Nigga Jim's and having like the Big Dick Burger. Like, you know what I mean? And it's like
slapping ass wings. I'm like, I love I love something that's directed to the
large ass wings. No, because it's always gross.
It is.
You put in way too much time. Y'all way too creative with the titling, which means you weren't that creative in the seasoning.
No, that was
if you could think that much, listen. I've learned that all the good shit that I enjoy, even in fine dining, is just what it is. It's not, it's. What gout stew? What's that shit you make? Cassoulet? Like
I do not make cassoulet, nigga. I made cassoulet.
Okay, whatever. You made it.
I had to. It was for school.
That's not okay.
Blame the French, nigga. Blame
but if I asked you to make it, you could recall how to make it.
Yes, I can.
See, therefore,
but also like niggas should not just be making cassoulet at home. Like, who just got duck fat and confit and beans,
people
and
who went to culinary
sausage
school.
and ham?
I don't know.
I mean, I have all this stuff.
Exactly. So therefore, you make it.
I don't make cassoulet. Stop making it seem like that's a thing of mine.
And I hope, and
you
I
know
hope,
what?
y'all, Jade makes cassoulet, and you know what? It is French gout stew.
I don't make
rabbit,
Let me tell y'all something.
pterodactyl, people. Like, there's so many different proteins in
It is
French gout
and I
stew.
don't make it.
And
I
Jade
can
makes it.
make it. I don't. You're not going. Now I'm gonna start when people are like, "What's your favorite thing to make?" I'm gonna just be like cassoulet. That's about to be my new answer, because you know that's always the question. So, what's your favorite? What do you specialize in? And I'm about to just tell niggas across the board, it's cassoulet.
I would, as a chef, I would hate that. Like, what's your specialty? I would say like something not even like cassoulet. I'd probably be like a smoothie.
I think I'm gonna start saying sauerkraut.
Or like rice.
What's this?
Yeah,
what's
sauerkraut.
What's
Schnitzel.
spackle? Spackle.
Oh, yeah.
Spackle is my specialty.
Yeah, gefilte fish. I know how to jelly fish.
Oh
That's
my God!
specialty.
Yes, all of these are about to be my. Like, I specialize in gefilte fish, spackle, sauerkraut, and cassoulet. That's what.
I make artisanal liver mush.
I make artisanal haggis.
I sell it on Gold Bear.
Have you ever had artisanal chitterlings? That's
Yeah.
that's what I was.
They're under the national brand on DoorDash.
No pickup option.
Okay, so I did a little research
Okay.
by way of just watching YouTube randomly. I was watching Lucas Cruikshank on YouTube, and he was he lived in Nebraska now, but he had bought like a whole bunch of food from ghost kitchens.
Okay.
Because he was like, that was just the YouTube video. And so apparently there is a company that, I do know a food fact. How about that? There is a company that has like 300 little brands or whatever that are crossed that people have gone to like help them get their LLCs or whatever, and then finds them kitchens to cook shit out of. So, I recently found one, and it's so funny because this person on the internet like tried to carry on an argument with me from like 3 weeks ago today. So this person on the internet was talking about Caribbean food in Los Angeles. And they were like, oh, people are always like, oh, Caribbean food is awful, but that's where all the tourists go to. You got to go to like real places that have Caribbean food in LA. And I was like, okay, let me stop you right there. I understand hometown pride, and I think that's cute. I think, but not every location is good at everything. No. And it's okay.
And it's all right.
And I don't want people to just think that California is just for ramen and tacos, because that's not it either. But what I'm saying is, California is not good at West Indian food, and that's okay. And a lot of it here is not made by the people, you know what I mean, of the island that they're serving. So,
and that's not to say there is not one place where you can't find good stuff either. And I think people conflate that as well. They're like, you can get from Sybil's, and it's like, okay, listen, I'm glad that you found the one location that serves authentic rice and peas, jerk chicken, and Escovitch fish, but that doesn't mean that city is something that they specialize in.
Exactly, and it's okay. And I bring this up because I found there was a ghost kitchen that I randomly tried called Jerk Lab. And I Googled it, and I was like, okay, it doesn't have a place, but it's in a black neighborhood. So I was like, all right. So I had it. The rice, it wasn't bad.
Okay.
It wasn't bad. Was it Caribbean food from my favorite place, Caribbean Vibes on Flatbush? No.
Caribbean Vibes ain't even the best Caribbean food.
And it's not. Was it even Rootsman Kitchen in Bridgeport, which is a fabulous place? And what's good, because I witnessed I didn't witness. It was like a triple homicide in front of it. So.
Oh, but because I had one.
Yeah, exactly. Delicious.
Yeah.
Whole like platter. I think it's still $7. Fabulous. Roots Men Kitchen, Main Street, Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Don't mind the murder.
Yeah, don't mind the murder. Just step over the chalk outline.
Don't mind the Bridgeport.
Yeah. You know what's interesting? I just reconnected on Instagram with my homegirl from undergrad when we used to go to University of Bridgeport, and now her husband is running for mayor of Bridgeport, and I was like, that is a task. Ooh. That's like meeting somebody and was like, oh yeah, I'm running for the mayor of like Hartford, and it's like, whoa.
I wouldn't. I mean, first of all,
or
me
like
being married
Biloxi.
to anybody running for anything, no thanks.
Oh my God.
The press.
I would not want to be like.
Hell no.
I'm nobody's Coretta, so.
Not hello. No problem. No solution. No, nigga. And I be dead. I am nobody's Michelle Obama. Okay, I was not raised in a quiet house on Green Street, and I don't. And you know, my mother did not order pizza for us every.
And my book would be entertaining. So,
well, I think that is enough for today.
No, it's not.
No,
because
I think it is. Because you try to rope me into some shit again, and I have already gone down that path. Everybody knows how I feel.
It's fine. Whatever.
It would be entertaining.
It is time to go.
Yeah, it is. Thank you all for listening. Thank you, KJ, for joining us again here on this stage of chaos and negativity. Can't wait for you to come back. We got more top 5 questions for KJ, so expect to see him soon. You guys are very welcome for all of the education that you do not normally get on this platform.
Because I learned some shit that I never knew.
Absolutely. And we know this is not what you come from, but you stayed, and that's why you're here. So I don't know, that makes no sense, but I made it make sense. Make sure you check out our Patreon, our YouTube. We're getting ready to bust open a new short docu-series, okay?
Y'all got to get ready.
Return of the Dugars or something.
Yeah.
This is what it is.
Yeah,
we're diving into some crazy white people shit. You all know that we like cult adjacent things. We get very fascinated in them. So make sure you check out the Patreon, because XD and I are getting ready to talk about 4 episodes of the Dugars' revenge. And yeah, that's it. We'll see you all next week.
Bye.
Tatas.